everything, but can't sell anything. That's exactly what a new peer-reviewed economics paper predicts could happen with AI. That's also where almost every video about this paper ends. But buried in the math is one variable that completely changes the story. And if you understand it, you'll stop asking whether AI will replace your job and start asking a much better question. Hey, if we haven't met, I'm the digital avatar of the one and only Julia McCoy. While she's busy changing the world as the founder at First Movers, I'm the clone she built to spread the message and share the video scripts she personally researches and writes herself. Julia reads every single comment. So if something I say in this video changes how you see the next 12 months of AI, drop it below. She'll see it. Okay, let me show you the trap first, because you have to understand the cage before you can find the latch. Here's the setup. A company fires 500 workers and replaces them with AI. Costs drop, margins jump, the stock pops. A competitor watches that and fires 700 to keep up. A third fires 1,000. Every single one of these companies is behaving rationally. Everyone is following its incentives correctly. And everyone is quietly building a trap for itself. Why? Because the workers who got fired were also customers. When people lose their income faster than the economy can create new roles for them, they stop spending. Demand falls. So companies cut costs again, which means automating more people, which means even less spending, which means more falling demand, which means more automation. The loop has no natural exit. Here's the part most coverage gets wrong. The economists prove this isn't because any one CEO is evil or greedy. It's a math problem they call a demand externality. When your company automates a worker, you capture 100% of the savings, but you only eat a tiny fraction of the lost demand. The rest of that damage lands on everyone else's revenue, so every firm undercounts the true cost of its own layoffs at scale simultaneously with no mechanism to stop it. And it gets worse. The paper proves that better AI makes the trap deeper, not shallower. They call it a Red Queen effect. You run faster and faster just to stay in the same place. And the faster everyone runs, the worse off everyone gets. They tested every fix you've heard proposed: universal basic income, capital income taxes, worker stock ownership, upskilling programs, companies voluntarily agreeing to slow down. Let me say that again, because I want it to land. In the model, almost every popular solution failed. UBI raises the floor but changes zero firm's decision to automate. Voluntary agreements collapse because cutting is always the dominant move. So if you stopped reading there like most people did, you'd close. The paper convinced we're all doomed and there's nothing anyone can do. But here's where it gets interesting. I need to pull back for a second because the most important finding in this entire paper is hiding in section 4, and I have not seen a single creator talk about it. There's one variable in their equation. The economists call it I2. In plain English, I2 is how well displaced workers get reabsorbed into the economy. How much of that lost income comes back through new and better work. And buried in the math is this: when I2 climbs past a certain point, the entire externality flips its sign. Read that again. The trap doesn't just shrink, it reverses. Here's the compression. If AI displaces people into nothing, into idleness, into lower paying scraps, you get the death spiral. But if AI displaces people into higher value work faster than it destroys the old work, the exact same competitive math that was destroying demand starts creating it. The machine was never the villain. What we train the machine to do is the entire ballgame. Think about what that actually means for a human being. For most of history, your job meant trading the hours of your one life for money, answering the same emails, filling the same spreadsheets, sitting in the same meetings that could have been an email. That was never the work that made you, you. That was the busy work the trap is built out of. A machine that does that work, the rote, the repetitive, the soul-flattening middle, doesn't shrink your life. It hands your hours back to you. The question the paper forces on us is brutally simple. When those hours come back, do we walk into work that's higher, more human, more creative, more ours than what we left? Or do we get pushed off a cliff into nothing? That is not a question physics answers. That's a question we answer with what we build. with what we choose to train these systems to do and